So today we have Billy Beckes with us with Ax Demolition. Billy, do you mind telling me a little bit about your job title, what you do at Ax Demolition, and what does your company do?
I'm the co-owner of Ax Demolition. We started in 2018, and we're basically a commercial demolition company. We do a lot of tear outs for new businesses or remodels, stuff like that. We do warehouses, schools, high-rise offices, medical offices, pretty much any space. And it's mostly remodel. And we've done a few tear downs, complete tear downs, but mostly remodel.
Okay, so someone said, I want to reconfigure my space and I need someone to clear it out so someone can go in there and start putting new walls in different locations or new floors, and you're the one that goes in there and gets it all clean and gets the slate cleaned up for the builder or whoever the general contractor is.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting. You get to use some good tools and fun toys and equipment, don't you?
Yeah, the interior is mostly hand equipment, sawzalls, axes, crowbars, uh, drills, anything to dismantle, walls and stuff.
Yeah,
Sometimes you have to be very careful too. You can't just smash and go.
yeah, I
You gotta
understand.
you gotta
You gotta make
remove, deconstruct.
the correct
Yeah,
wall.
yeah,
It seems
exactly.
like demolition is harder than it sounds because it's not just going crazy and hoping it
Yeah.
just doesn't fall apart as easy as you might think it should or could.
No, they build them pretty good. So
Yeah.
especially when they're made out of wood, surprisingly, is stronger than like the metal.
Wow.
The metal buildup. Well, like tin. We'll say tin, not metal.
Okay, that makes
It's
sense.
just light gauge metal.
Yeah. Okay. What geographic areas do you service? Are you limited to a certain area, or where do you go for your business if someone
And
has
we
a
like,
need?
yeah, we like to travel, but mostly it's Dallas, Fort Worth. That's like 90% of our business. And we've traveled as far as we did one job in Colorado. We've done several in New Mexico and a whole bunch in West Texas, like Lubbock, Amarillo, and all these little towns. But mostly DFW.
Okay, that makes sense. There's plenty of work here. That makes sense.
Yeah.
What made you want to get into the demolition business back when? You've been in the business for a while, haven't you? Longer
Yeah,
than
about 18 years.
how'd
But
you get started in that? What made you?
was it? Yeah, I mean, back then, nobody dreamed of, hey, I want to grow up to be a demolition guy, right? I'm sure if you grew up in the
You
family,
didn't go to
maybe.
college for demolition, I guess.
Yeah. But I was in fitness, doing personal training. So I was training a client at his home, and he
Ah,
asked me repeatedly, like 2 or 3 times, hey, do you know anybody that's interested in, doing this kind of work? I'm like, no, not really. But after the third time, I got interested, or I just like asked him, okay, well, what does it take? And that's how I got started. He brought me in, showed me the ropes, and
nice.
discovered a whole new field.
Yeah, you
So
probably
that's
had
how I got started.
that makes sense. You probably had some background with construction too, with your personal life or your family or something like that, right?
Just a
That
little
helped you
bit, projects,
just have some familiarity with construction and things like that.
yeah, yeah.
That helps. What is your favorite part of the job? Do you have a favorite thing that you like to do the most, whether it's meeting with people or just
I
tearing
think
stuff up, or what's your favorite part of the job?
I think it's like the the estimating part and going to visit the site. You get to see some interesting places like high rises when it's a job on the 40th floor. You get to go all the way up there, which you normally don't have access to, and just kind of look
Mhm.
out the window. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
you
cool.
get a good view. So,
Yeah,
visiting the sites, meeting with the contractors, and of course, winning the job is the most exciting part.
yeah, I bet because there's a lot of competition, I'm sure. Then,
Yeah, a lot of competition.
yeah,
So yeah, so you gotta, pretty much know what you're doing, because you don't want to go too cheap. it's just like any business, right? You don't want to go in too cheap. You don't want to overbid it. You got to be just right.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Uh, what's the biggest challenge you see in your either in the marketplace or just doing your daily functions? You know, I'm sure being careful is one of them, and
Yeah.
also maybe you're seeing some trends in the market. What's the challenge you're facing right now?
Well, I guess
Getting paid.
the initial challenge is, yeah, getting the job done. Make sure you don't damage anything. The biggest fear in demolition is not to hit a sprinkler system.
Oh,
So if you're
okay.
on the 30th floor, you could flood two floors below you. Uh,
Yikes.
so that, I mean, that's the biggest issue is
Yeah.
that. And here lately, in the last few years, it's been labor, trying to find good help. You
Yeah.
know, they can easily, if you try to reprimand them, or, you know, you just need good people that, you know, willing to learn and
Yeah.
are good, you know, can take criticism well, and they'll
Yeah.
stick around. But
Yeah.
labor's been hard. They come and go, they come and go, and they come and go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then getting paid is a little bit of a struggle. We got some good clients that pay us right away, but a lot of time the GC who we work for is contracted with the owner, and there's a contract between them, and then there's
Yeah.
another contract between us. So we really can't get paid until the owner actually pays, you know, our client, which is the general
Yeah.
contractor.
That makes sense. Sorry, let me turn off my phone. Yeah, I'm sure that's tough. And you're kind of down, there's a lot of layers there. So it's just
Yeah.
a big project, especially working on some pretty big projects. So I imagine it can get pretty complicated. How has it been since I work with Ryan Everett Insurance and do that business? How has it been working with Ryan Everett Insurance with your business?
Oh, I like it. Yeah, 100% better. The previous client was pretty good, but they had several offices, and it was hard to figure out who our contact person was. It was like we call, oh, you need to call this office. Oh, you need to call that office. So it's like we're getting like bounced around, which is annoying to me. So that's why I immediately, after 2 years of that, just started looking for you. And I didn't realize that you provided that service, commercial
Mhm.
insurance. And I'm glad you did, because, you know, we worked with Linda,
Yep.
and we have two people we contact, and they get back to us right away.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
And
awesome.
so yeah, it's been a whole, you know,
Okay. That's
great
good to hear.
experience.
That's good. Yeah, we're not perfect, but we try our best. So I'm glad it's working out good for you. Um, any anything else you want to talk about or share with that might be interesting or different, or I don't know, anything else you want to talk about?
No, not really. I mean, just,
Okay.
you know, we're just part of the demolition world.
Yeah,
Our world is tied to your world, the insurance business, you
yeah, I
know.
imagine. Yeah,
So,
yeah,
you know, we've had, you know, good experience with you guys. The demolition business has been good to us. You know, we've had very good success, you know, since starting new 5 years
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
So yeah,
That's
so yeah.
awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking time out of your day, especially on a snow day when everybody's stuck at home and having to deal with kids yelling and screaming in the other room while you're trying to do work. But I appreciate you joining me today and learning a little bit more about your business. So
All
appreciate
right.
you.
Well, thanks for reaching out to me. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
All right. You take care.
Thanks.
All right.